Yo, YouTube, what's good? What's the deal? Hopefully we get some people to come in and tap in with the boy. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about losing. We're gonna be talking about the losses, gang. This is what we're gonna do for the video for today, alive. Because I don't really have a topic. I just wanna like kinda talk on it. Let me go get the light. Nobody yet. We love it. Just hooking up the light. How to lose. Nobody wants to talk about how to lose. I don't even think nobody's gonna join, because who the fuck wants to talk about how to lose? I do. I don't want to talk about how to lose. Because nobody's talking about it. So we gonna talk about it. If y'all can hear me, we gonna talk about it. Who's bold enough to click a video talking about how to lose? Let's go, let's go. Yo. Let's talk about it. How to lose. How to lose. How to lose. Taking losses in life. What we going I'll give it a little bit more time. Maybe somebody will join. Maybe I have to change the title. I'm probably not gonna change the title. I'm probably just gonna, rock out. But yeah, somebody might watch the replay. So let's hop in right now. There we go. We got a viewer. What's up, viewer? We talking about how to lose. Maybe you just went through something in your life. Maybe you just went through a heartbreak. Maybe you just went through losing your job. Maybe you just went through a health challenge. Maybe you just lost a family member. Maybe Heidi, what's good with you, Gangy? Maybe you just, you dropped out of school. Maybe anything. I mean, there's a lot of hypothetical losses that we could take in life. But anytime that you're feeling negative, anytime that you're in a state where you feel like maybe you had a desire, you had something that you were trying to get, and you lost. You just got done with your exams. That's fire, bro. Are you in college? Are you in high school? Let me know. Maybe I can relate this to your situation specifically. How did you think you did on the exams? Do you feel like it was a W? Do you feel like it was a L? Do you feel like you, you prepared enough? I think that's a huge key with, taking L's well is uni. Shout out uni. Where you from? You must be from not America. Most Americans don't call college uni. You probably are in the UK or England somewhere. But yeah, let me know how you think you did. Hey man, I have a question. How to keep the flow? Bawazi. That's a great question, Brody. That's what we kind of talking about, right? It's like how to keep the flow after an L. I studied CS. It was W probably. Shout out you, bro. You studied, you did the thing. That's good to hear. How to keep the flow? You keep the flow by focusing on what you want, but and not what you don't want. That's how you keep the flow. You keep the flow by focusing on what you want, not what you don't want. A lot of times, when we're going through a loss, when we're going through a challenge, we focus on the challenge. We focus on what we lost in the past. We focus on, what we could have did better. We focused on, just so many things that may have impacted those past decisions. But, those decisions are there to learn from and apply to the next task that you're doing. And in this case, this task is me hopping on this video right now. So how am I in the flow state right now? How am I able to just hop over on camera and start talking about this? Because I took a loss in my mind by thinking about some things that I didn't want to think about in terms of situations or experiences that made me feel negative, that put me into a negative state. So instead of dwelling on that, instead of allowing myself to go down that path, instead of feeling sorry for myself, instead of a victim mindset, instead of a bitch mindset, excuse my French, excuse my language, I decided to put that energy, that emotions into this right now to hopefully help somebody else. right? So that's how you keep the flow, is you transmute energy. You take the energy wherever it comes, in the form of anxiety, in the form of depression, in the form of a failure, in the form of, you not feeling your best, and you put it into something else. So this game, this life, is a lot about energy. Like bro said, if you fail in life, just hit the gym. That's one way of transmuting energy, and I agree with you. It's a great way to transmute energy, especially if you're angry or you're feeling like rage type of emotions. But sometimes you're sad. Sometimes you don't even want to hit the gym. Sometimes it's like sad. And I think those sad emotions come from just like focusing on yourself. A big unlock for me has been, if you focus on others, that's what's going to automatically put you in another state, because life is not really about what we can get. It's not about me. It's about like, how can we help the collective humanity? Like, how can we take what we go through in life and give it to others in a way that impacts them and helps them, reach their goals, whether that's, whatever you do, whether that's as an artist, whether that's as a business owner, whether that's as a athlete. We all have a purpose here on earth, I believe. And that purpose is not only to become the best version of yourself, but to, be able to give that to others. What's good with you, family? Willman, Boko, yeah. My name is Javian Hodges, aka King J, aka the biggest. We're not gonna do too much. But yeah, my name is Javian. Yeah, so back to the topic. Man, do your damn top up. Oh man. Is it uncomfortable for you to? I'm hot, bro. Like, I'm trying to, it's a lot of dudes on here. You're right. Might be a little sus, but I'm not gonna do it for you. You're looking zesty as fuck. That's a projection, brother. That's a projection, brother. I don't know. Anyway, how much coke you on? I don't do coke. John 3:16. What is this? Like, did I just get caught in the algorithm? Y'all don't seem like my subscribers. Y'all kind of coming in with negative energy. Anyway, we're gonna transmute the negative energy and turn it into a positive energy. They're thinking I'm on coke. Probably because I'm charged up. I'm energized. I'm energized because I was just thinking about my life, and I'm looking back at the past years, and I'm inspired not only by where I was in my younger state and how energized and ambitious that younger person was, but I'm also not necessarily regretful, but I'm analyzing the chessboard, and I'm looking like, hey, I probably could have made some better moves, or the moves that I made had led to this pain in my life. And what does that mean? Does that moves I made and the pain that it led to mean that I'm a bad person? Does it mean that, I'm not destined for the same greatness that I thought I was destined for? Does it mean that I'll never get to where I want to be? Does it mean I'm cooked? Does it mean that? It probably don't mean that. It probably means whatever I tell myself it means in actuality, because like, who determines the truth? Who determines the way that we look at things? It's all on us. Hell no, bro. That's just life, dog. Right. It's just life. Exactly. We all go through experiences, and those experiences, you're on coke. I'm not judging. I mean, hey, bro, to each his own. How does that make you feel? I would ask you that. And that's just life, right? Like, we all have experiences in life, and these experiences either make us feel positive or these experiences make us feel negative. So it's like, based on the experiences in life, how it makes us feel, we have to notice how it's making us feel and then intentionally flip it to something that's more positive. Because in my experience and what I've studied, negative emotions ain't gonna get you what you want. Like, feeling bad, like being in a bad state, like allowing something to sit too long, like, we all get triggered, right? Like, I'm not saying that you just have to become this person that just like never gets triggered ever again, ever in your life. I don't even think that's like possible, right? But it's like, once you get triggered, are you able to recognize, I'm triggered right now, my state has fallen into something more negative, and then Aikido that shit into something positive that lifts you up, into something that lifts others up, into something that lifts humanity up, into something that, God wants you to do. Vuezi, you may remember me. My name was Vallejo. Previously, I made 1K. Brother, I told you something about making something in some games, if you remember. It sounds familiar. But yeah, if y'all got questions, we can tap in. Tyler and Fork, what's good with you, Brody? Appreciate the like. Yeah, 7 people in here. Can we get 7 likes? Can we get 7 likes? We talking about losses. We talking about something that most people don't want to talk about. Everybody want to post their wins. Everybody want to post the highlight reel. Everybody want to post when they win and when they up, when they, everything's great. But what can you do in those deep, dark moments? What can you do in the moment when the heart's broke? Like, let me open up to y'all a little bit. I appreciate another like. Let me open up a little bit. I'm 25, right? Me as a teen, I'm looking at my life, trying to make the best moves on the chessboard. I'm recognizing what I want. Okay, got a rough plan on how to get there. I'm taking action every day. We growing, we manifesting, we doing what we need to do. And then what happens to our young men? They fall in love, right? Niggas done fell in love. And after the fall in love, I'm not gonna blame it on the situation to say that that was the reason why I may not have been as ambitious or been able to grow as much as I could, maybe if I was single. But what I'm gonna highlight in that is I fell in love, I wasn't ready, therefore I lost the relationship, and through that loss it caused extreme pain. And what I did with that extreme pain for periods of time in my life was I bitched, I moaned, I complained, I grind, I laid on the couch, I didn't want to do nothing, I cried, I went through the hurt, gang, you know. But I'm a little older now, the pain is subsiding, I'm able to look at the situation differently. It's not to say that I'm still not intending to fall in love again one day, and maybe, you know, things work out with, you know, the exact situation. But the key is, like, how can I go on day by day becoming still my best version of myself, even if I get triggered with a painful moment, like, you know, losing somebody who, you know, I loved and thought I would be with for the rest of my life. How can I take that experience and transmute it into something positive quicker? And it's all through this process of reframing experiences. It's all through this process of saying that, hey, what's the meaning of this experience? Does this mean that I'm going to be alone forever? Does this mean I'm never going to find love again? Does this mean that I'm never going to find somebody who I feel like I'm a match with? Does this mean that I'm cooked, it's over? Or does this mean that, hey, I just went through one of the greatest experiences in life and I'm so extremely blessed. I'm so extremely grateful to go through the experience of falling in love and feeling like it was genuine. Because how many people get to say they experienced that in their life? How many people get to say they experienced real love? How many people get to say that they went through that? So, not to go on a tangent, not to make this too all over the place, but to be specific, it's like, I knew what I wanted. You know, I went after what I wanted. I still do want a relationship. I still do want a wife. I still do want a family. So I went after that. It just may not have been, like, looking back, the loss in that just may have not been the best move on the chessboard at that point in time. And I knew that getting into it, right? But I had some trust and some faith. But this is the thing. We can't be delusional when it comes to our positive mindset and to our manifestations. We can't be delusional, but we have to be strategic. Like, delusion was like, okay, let me get involved in something I'm not quite ready for. I'm not quite ready to be the leader I need to be to make sure this is successful. And let me just cross my fingers and hope it works because it feels right and God is good, right? Like, sometimes we do that. Like, this is a real ass video, man. Like the video if you liking the video. It's like, you know, sometimes we do that in life. We just put this pressure on God to just say, like, cross your fingers, like, not be strategic at all, and just like, God, fix it for me, please. Like, that's like so victim mindset. I don't think that's God's will. I think he, you know, gave us some ability to you know, make the best moves on the chessboard for ourselves, and that is a process of called being strategic. It's called strategy. So, you know, do I regret that experience? No, not at all. Like I said, I take the lessons from it, and I enjoyed the experience, and I'm extremely grateful. Not only is that the best strategy moving forward for me to be grateful, to put myself in a positive state so I could come on here in the camera in a positive state and deliver an impactful message. That's the best move on the chessboard. But also, it's true for me. Like, you know, I've reframed that experience in my mind to where I'm grateful for that now, right? So, like, moving forward, what's more strategic? Like, recognizing that, okay, relationships require leadership from the man, and if I'm not leading myself properly, aka on my purpose, aka disciplined all the way, complete self-control, not necessarily perfect, but in a position where I can handle what I'm asking for, then I probably shouldn't get involved with it, right? I probably shouldn't. So, like, let me override the emotions of me just like, oh, I'm falling in love right now, I'm feeling emotional, I'm in it. I ain't got the cheeks. Now I'm too in it. Let me override that emotion with some logic and say, hey, this might not be the best move on the chessboard. But hey, here and there, maybe that offers some perspective if one of you guys are going through a similar situation. But fast forwarding to right now, present moment, 7:35 p.m. Central Standard Time on June 7th, 7:36 now, June 7th, 2024. What's my best move? Is it to dwell? Is it to sulk? Is it to keep looking at that experience? No, my best move is to analyze the lesson from it, one. Become grateful for the experience, because what creates our reality? Like, if you're watching this channel, if you're watching this, hopefully you would agree that what creates our reality is who we are being. You know, our vibration. You know, it's a law of vibration in the universe that it says whoever we're being at any given moment will attract similar experiences of that into our life. So who are we being at any given time? We're a combination of what we think, what we feel, and what we do. That's pretty much who we are. That's what we call our personality, right? It's like what we think, what we feel, and what we do. So based on knowing that information and understanding that, hey, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what I'm doing in any given moment of time is attracting new experiences in my life. Is it really the best move on the chessboard to complain and like sulk and like be sad and like, you know, be triggered and like, you know, not do anything to shift my state and to get to feeling better? That's probably not the best move on the chessboard. What is to think more positive thoughts, getting more positive feeling states, do more positive actions. And I bet if you think more positive, I bet you'll start feeling more positive, and I bet you'll start doing more positive things. Or you can even reverse that. I bet if you just start doing something more positive, you just clean your room, you just hit the gym, you just do something positive, I bet you'll start feeling more positive. And I bet through that feeling more positive, you'll start thinking. So it's not like you know, you have to, I have to change my thoughts first. I have to be all, you know, scientific about it. It's holistic. We are a holistic being. We are a mind, body, soul, and spirit all happening at one time. So it's just like, if we're all these things at one time, we can, let me say not must, we can use any specific strategy to change one of those three pillars of who we are and our personality, think, feel, and do at any given moment of time. And we can understand that that has a ripple effect in the other two determinants of our personality. Again, if I start to just feel better, if I just start to like, you know, fix my posture, breathe a little deeper, you know, move with a little bit more energy, a little bit, I'm gonna feel different. And through me feeling different, I'm gonna think different. And through me thinking different, I'm gonna hop on here. So you can implement any of these strategies, whatever works for you in the moment. You might not feel like moving. And the only thing you could do is just change your thought by maybe asking a different question. Instead of, why does this always happen to me? Why am I so grateful for this experience? What lesson can I take from this experience? You know, so we're talking about losses here. We're talking about, you know, feeling these negative emotional states and how to shift. Because, you know, a loss is how you view it. A loss can be a lesson. A loss can be a loss. You know, it's all how we phrase it. It's all how we view it. It's all how we think about it. And it's all what we do after the experience. It's all what we do in the moment. You know, second by second, we're creating our reality. So it's like, you know, not only is it the best move on the chessboard to, you know, feel better, to attract more positive results, but it's like, who the fuck wants to feel bad? Nobody. I don't think nobody wants to feel bad. What y'all talking about? What y'all talking about in these comments? You may remember when I told you that I was on 0 and now I'm 1K, man. Hey, congratulations, Brody. I'm glad to hear. Keep turning up. Gotta go, man. Good night, brother. Keep the positive energy. Tomorrow's a new day and a new day for grinding. Let's get it. Name a car for an edit. Lambo. That one. Aventador. Yeah, get right. That one right there. That's the edit. Gotta go, man. All right, Voazi. Appreciate you, gang. Co-mission is cooperation with God. That's fire. I like that. Commission is cooperation with God. Co-mission is cooperation with God. Right. Right. I like that. 83% of people can't control outcomes in life, work, family, nada. I don't think we can control outcomes. I think that you know, inputs do equal outputs, and what we're inputting into the universe vibrationally, I do think will most likely bring that outcome to our life. What we're habitually, what we're consistently operating at vibrationally, our vibrational, our energy output into the universe, our vibrational output in the universe, I feel like that, or input into the universe, I feel like that input brings like outputs. So if my vibration, my thoughts, my feelings, my actions are high, are positive, are greatness, are love, are authentic, are enlightened, are wise, are, you feel me? I'm probably going to experience those type of experiences. I think everybody's controlling outcomes in their life, right? I think we're all controlling it through our vibrational inputs. The problem is most people have poor vibrational inputs because they feel like life is happening to them instead of for them. You know, it's all how you view it, right? Like you can view it as like God is punishing me for all my negative habits and my negative mindset, and this is the reason why I'm experiencing these results in my life. Or you could view it as like, God is testing me to make me strong for something that he has even better for me in the future. God put this in my life as a test, and we're talking about losses here. God put this in my life as a test. I failed the test, and the reason I failed the test is because I was meant to learn a lesson from the failure that would allow me to become a stronger version of myself for something in the future that God has for me that's even better than what I thought I wanted at the time, or the test that I went through at the time, or the experience I went through at the time. So it's all in how you frame it. It's like, really, it's like, are we going to be a victim and say like, hey, it's just how it is. I'm punting. I've been there, bro. Like, that shit don't get you nothing. It just gets you like worse. It just like continues to, continue to drop down your state. And being in a low state, I am on a Celsius. That's why bro was probably asking why I'm on Coke. I do feel kind of fired up right now, and I just banged the whole Celsius. So definitely we are in a more energetic state. But it's like, we go through these things. It's just like, how you want to frame it. Like, how do you want to frame the losses that you take in your life? Do you want to take them as God hurting you, God punishing you, just negative things? I think we all know, I don't want to be too specific with the verbiage because we all have different self-talk, but like, we all know at the end of the day what voice is in our head. And is that voice negative or is that voice positive? And if that voice is negative and it's causing you to feel negative, then you have three choices. You could just change what you're thinking, you could change what you're feeling, or you could change what you're doing. And you change those things through the questions that you ask, how you move your body, there's a lot of ways to do it. You can listen to some music. It's a lot of ways, bro. The overwhelming path of folks get checked in by one job, family, one house, one hobby, and enlightened will pursue what you are talking about. Right. Why do you think that is, bro? I'm curious. Why do you think that is? The overwhelming path of folks get checked in by one job, family, one house, one hobby, the enlightened will pursue what you're talking about. Why do you think that is, though, bro? Like, in my opinion, I think it's because, people just don't have a high standard for living. They're okay with feeling bad. Like me, I'm just not okay with losing. Like, I just really hate losing. Like niggas like losing. Like, you like feeling bad. Like, and then we could play the comparison game. We could be like, okay, well, the rich person that we see on Instagram is winning, and they have such high standards for life. And it may be true. You may follow some positive role models on your Instagram. I sure do. But we don't know these people real life. It's like, they may have the money, but do they have the relationship? Is that up to par and standard what they want? They may have the relationship. Do they have the body? They may have the body, but do they have the money? There's all these different things. If they have the money, the body, do they have the happiness? Do they have the right beliefs in their head that allow them to be happy? Because sometimes you could have everything. You could have a family, you could have a body, you could have the money, but like if you don't have the right beliefs in your head about what happiness means for you, the right rules for happiness, like, oh, I'm happy just because I woke up today. Or only way I could be happy is if I become a billionaire, have the perfect wife, have the perfect body, 220 pounds, 5% body fat, get to travel and do exactly what I love to do. And every second of the day is pure bliss. And then I'll allow myself some happiness, right? It's like, what rules do you have for happiness? Women control the household and hold you back, tamp you down, deflate your ambition, and keep you in the yoke. Maybe, right? Women control the household. That's a strong statement. I don't think a masculine man, I don't think a man moving in alignment with his God version of himself allows the woman to control the household. And if she's not in agreement with that type of strategy to create the best household, then she would have to leave because, masculine men are logical in understanding that, hey, I want a healthy family. I want a healthy household. And in order to do that, the way that God designed it, men are designed to lead. And since I'm designed to lead, then there has to be a willing person to follow that lead. And in order to follow that lead, you have to be somewhat submissive. And, submissive women typically can add to your life from what I've understood. Obviously, I haven't had too much success in this area, so to speak on it, it's only coming from a theoretical place, but I tend to want to install positive beliefs in my head and anticipate positive outcomes, you know? Like, why would I want to anticipate that every woman that I meet is going to control the household, bring me down? Because then that hinders me from having a successful family, which is a high value of mine. It's the most classic example. Eve was the first to make men bow down. God created men to lead, so women leading is captain surrender. Big facts. Big facts. So why do you think that is, Brody? Like, why do you think that is? I think it's because of the weak men. Yes, we could go blame women, but like if Adam, you know, Eve came to Adam first and was like, hey, Adam, this thing look good to eat. We should eat it. And he like, oh yeah, go ahead, take a bite. I'll take a bite too. You know, if Adam was just like, let me see the apple. Get this shit out of here. Didn't you hear God a week ago said any of these and you want to go grab this? That's what Adam was supposed to do. Adam was supposed to stand on business. He's like, hey, yeah, that might be good. Let me see it real quick. Get this shit out of here. You feel me? Like, that's what Adam was supposed to do. So I think that was like, you know, more so, you know, people be always shitting on Eve, like, oh, Eve fucked up humanity. Like, to me, it was Adam. God put Adam in charge. Who God created first? Adam or Eve? God created Adam first. Hey, brother, you in charge. You in charge of the animals. You in charge of the earth. And then, you know, go name them. Here, I'm going to give you a job. Go be in Eden. Go find your peace. Go do what you need to do, brody. And then through that, he was like, hey, it's not good for you to be alone. Let's get you a helper. You know, let's make this thing, let's replenish the earth. Let's get some families in here. But you in charge, Adam. You in charge. She gonna be bone of your bone, flesh of your flesh. She coming from your rib. You in charge, brother. You in charge. But God's so savvy, God's so smart. He like, okay, bet. He in charge. But I can't just make the game so easy to win, then it wouldn't be fun. I can't just make this nigga like Superman. I gotta, you know, give him some challenges. I gotta give him some tests in order to prove himself, to prove he is who I told him he is. Because if I, you know, we gotta give him some free will in here to kind of mess up or, you know, make a decision. Because if I don't, then, you know, kind of controlling him. And what's the fun in having some controlled, you know, humanity game, you know, without no unpredictability? So, you know, God was like, hey, we gonna make this woman, we gonna make her so she tests you all the time. Yeah, she gonna make you strong, brother. Yeah, she gonna make you the GOAT. Like, she gonna make you real strong. What's up, Jamia? Yeah. Name a car. I already told you about Lambo. Lamborghini Huracan. Or Aventador. I should know, man. Come on, man. I gotta have that on point, man. Aventador. Greatest thing on earth is the pleasure of a godly woman. You feel me? All her parts and a quality wife is better than gold. You feel me? Bad connections and a power struggle should be with that masculine woman. You feel me? So, like, bro, we gotta, like, set the tone. You feel me? In my opinion. Because, like, when we're moving in alignment, again, going back to the vibration talk we was talking about earlier, like, when we're moving in alignment with our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, I think God just, like, rewards you with that. Because, again, it's inputs, outputs. But when we soft, when we, like, mess up, when we like fold a little bit, when we like compromise on our values, when we like compromise on our code of conduct as a man, when we like, you know, give in to the worldly temptations, when we, you know, let the Satan influence us in a negative way to make poor decisions mentally, physically, and spiritually, then we open ourselves to be deceived by the Jezebel, or however you want to call it, by the immoral woman, the masculine woman, the woman that's came to tear everything down. We open ourselves to that. We open ourselves to that experience. I don't even think we like view the experience the same when we're moving right. And what I mean by that is, like, I think we have a whole different perspective. Like, let's say, for example, you are folding a little bit on your code of conduct and you meet a masculine woman, a Jezebel woman, a woman that's immoral, a woman that's not, you know, who God created you to be with. And maybe that's sent as a test. Maybe that's just what you attracted. A lot of different ways to think about it. But you come across that situation, your judgment gonna be cloudy. Your logical mind gonna be cloudy. Your intuition, your connection with the Most High to understand what this is in front of you is gonna be cloudy, because women are very, you know, they got that je ne sais quoi to them. You know, they're able to, you know, do what they need to do if you're not on point. So you might look at that situation like, oh my God, I just met the greatest woman ever. I just met my wife. I'm ready to give her the world. Blah, 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 blah. And it ain't no better. You know, society influences us with the movies and the music and all this stuff, right? So you might be like, oh my God, this is the one. But let's say you have been moving right. Let's say you have been on your code of conduct. Let's say you is waking up every day and chopping wood and carrying water as a man. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Being who God created you to be first. In the Bible, in Genesis, he gave man work before he gave him a woman. So if niggas not working, we can't even expect to be in the right type of vibration in order to attract the type of relationship that we want. And then if we're not in that right vibration, again, this is gonna mess up our perspective. It's gonna mess up our judgment. So let's just say we are moving in that code of conduct, we run across that same woman, it's gonna be like, immediately off the rip, you're not the one, let me go over here. You're not the one, this is a test. Let me deny that, let me, basically just like set the boundary, like ignore that, and just keep on chopping wood and carrying water, So it's a completely different experience based on who we're being at the time. Who we're being determines what we see. Thanks for the exchange this evening. The woman can run off and take half. The woman can run off and take half is why the man comply, unless the prenup. The woman can run off and take half, take half is why the men comply. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the marriage system. Yeah, the marriage system is terrible, brother. It's just like, bro, these laws, like, bro, like the Satan is real, bro. Like, they've been doing this for years, and they kind of like accumulated some weird power structures. But I think it's just here in America, it's a society that was built on like wickedness. Work women, dominate the world, good stuff. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you staying locked in and tapped in and engaging with me, right? Work women, dominate the world, good stuff. Yeah, man, but again, America, I think it's like America, bro. Like, we kind of grew up, it's just like a wicked society. Especially like the more we go along, like you just start to see it more. But like in Thailand, they not on that. In some different countries and some different cultures, they not really on that. It's more traditional. So again, I'm not gonna be too pessimistic about everything and just act like there's no solution or there's no good woman here. But I do think that, logically speaking, this society is leaning more to the wicked side in America than the righteous side, and based on that, it's probably gonna have an impact on its people who live in the society, and that's going to create weak and effeminate men and masculine, strong women. But I think again, the structure is like God, man, women. So it's like, God is never changing. So it's men's decision to choose what code of conduct is going to follow. Is it going to follow God's code of conduct, or is it going to follow the Satan's code of conduct? Now, I say the Satan because that's like actually the accurate way they talked about it in the Bible. I don't believe there's like a singular devil figure, but that's besides the point. Are we going to choose the righteous code of conduct, or are we going to choose the evil code of conduct? And based on that, it has a trickle-down effect into our women and our children. So like here I am, hey, I'm chopping my wood, I'm carrying my water. There's 3 people in here. We got 3 likes, 25 years old. We've been at it for a couple years. And we just gonna keep on pushing the message. Hey, maybe it clicks on one day. I know it will click on one day. I have that faith. God to make it happen. God will do what it needs to do. But hopefully this just shifts maybe one perspective. Get someone back in alignment with their righteous code of conduct and understand that my perspective determines the outcomes that I receive in life. And if I'm, quote unquote, perceiving a loss or perceiving a setback or a mess up in my life, then it's up to me to shift that vibration and to understand that this was not put in my life to hurt me or to harm me, but to help me. I think everything works out for the good. God created this world and said it was good. Everything's for our good. It's all just how we view it. Do we want to view these tests as like shit to destroy us or shit to prove who we are? Yeah, prove who we are as men, as strength, as God in the flesh. Like, God wanted to and that's how, I don't know about y'all, but that's how I feel after I do something hard. I'll be like, yeah, I just proved to myself who I think I am. you know, we all got some confidence in us, like at the deep down levels, like before society maybe corrupted us, like we all had that, like, that masculine urge to dominate and conquer, that dominion seeking after, like, let me just trudge off into this direction in the forest, and if I run into any nigga, he gonna die, and I'm just gonna take his land because, competition. I'm not agreeing with that, and violence and all that shit, but like, that's like the masculine urge to dominate, to conquer, you know, all that type of stuff. So it's like, you know, after we perform, it's like, I am him. I knew I was him. And then that starts another loop, and it's just like it strengthens the mindset, and then you go into the next task, like, oh, I know I could do this. It might be a little bit harder, but I know I could do this because I just did this. And I'm him, so what? We here. With all positivity, don't forget the negativity. Like a battery makes a charge reaction. Right. And that's why I think God created that way. You feel me? Like, I don't think, you know, a all positive world, that's pretty boring. Like, that's pretty boring. It's kind of like unrealistic. It's like no adventure to it. There's no variety. There's no, you know, part of the juice, part of the flow, part of the dopeness of life is like these perceived quote unquote ups and downs. I think maybe we receive experiences as positive or negative. Again, this is just my belief. Maybe we receive these experiences as positive and negative in order for us to test the true nature of God, which is love, to perform regardless of what we're seeing. You know, because we walk with faith, not by sight, right? Like, you know, what we see. What's popping with you, Brody? Mystery. What's going on? What you dealing with in your life? You just took a loss? Did you take a loss? Is that why you clicked on here? What's up? What you want to talk about? Let's talk about something. But yeah, I think it's like, you know, having a grounded in faith, positive in love. Talk that talk. I rock with you, bro. Yeah, talk that talk to these people, man. Grounded in faith, positive in love. You feel me? That was, yeah, I like how you did that. We here. Bro, please, cherry lady, bro. I don't know what you on, bro. I don't know what you on. We talking about real, come on, man. Cherry lady, what is that? What is that? Like, what you even talking about? This is my point, bro. Like, no purpose. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're gonna tell me something, how it relates to everything else, but like, bro, please, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you talking about songs, nigga. Are you a woman or a man? Let me not, you know, we need to be loving to our women. You know, if you're a woman, you might just want to vibe. You might just want some tunes in the background. But if you're a man coming on here talking about cherry lady, a song, come on, brother. We here talking about strength and masculinity. You in here talking about songs, brother. It's the problem. Go pick up a bucket or something, nigga. You know, go grab a shovel. Hit the graveyard. I don't know. Go do something. Not play a song. Not to say songs is bad. Not to say it's not a time and a place for everything. But like, brother, come on. I mean, we at war. Satan is trying to fuck us up. Like, you know, it's an onslaught for our country. Like, it's gonna get to a point to where we just gotta bounce. Like, let's like step up. Like, let's set a new standard. Like, let's move through. You know, if you in the States, like, let's move through. You know, let's move through here as an example for the standard that we gonna have for our country. Like, I take pride in being American. You feel me? Like, I like America. It's just as of late, man. This leadership is different, brother. The only reason men fail is broken focus, purpose. Agree with you. Facts, no printer. Facts, no printer. Broken purpose. And they not focusing on their purpose. And it's like, it's understandable. We not here to diminish no man. A lot of dudes don't know no better. If you knew better, you would do better. You're getting hit with so many advertisements and shit to make you feel a certain way and to trigger you and to make you feel inadequate. So then when you feel inadequate, you go reach for that thing to make you feel adequate. And that thing that makes you feel adequate in the moment doesn't make you feel adequate in the long term. It actually makes you feel worse. And then since you're feeling worse, you're more susceptible to more negative solutions that could even make you feel worse than that. And then you can just continue to live in this cycle of, let me keep reaching for things that make me feel worse until you reach the proverbial bottom. And through that, maybe the grace of God comes and snatches you up and reminds you who you are and has a Simba, Mufasa moment at the water where you look at yourself and you remember who you are, a king, a lion, greatness, God, love, personified in human form, and you come to yourself, and you step into that purpose, and you start moving, and then another test comes. Mike Tyson, god damn, that hurt. And you might not be ready, you know? Society is like, they trying to beat our ass, bro. Like, they trying to really just make it so we're like, when them tests come, we just can't even handle it. And we just go reach for something that make us worse. Ups and downs, consistency, yeah. See, and, you know, I asked bro, what you talking about? What song, you know, is you a man? I asked a lot of questions to bro. He ain't said nothing for the last 3 minutes. That's how I know you just came in here on some, like, on some what type shit is you on? Ups and downs, consistency and moderation are the best pursuits. Right. I like that moderation word. Because it's like, too much of a good thing ain't a good thing. You know, even things that may seem like good things, too much of a good thing ain't a good thing. Like, we need that, right? I love that. And the negative, like, you know, you tapped in, brother. I appreciate you because it's real. You know, I'm here to talk about the real. I'm here to talk about the truth. Things that actually people go through. I mean, god damn, all we see is highlight reels. All we see is bottle popping. All we see is model shopping, bars. All we see is popping bottles. All we see is money, car, club. You know, that's what they put in our face. And you go have an experience like that, and your dopamine charged up. Trust me. I was just in Miami. You know, you surrounded by the naked women and the bottles, and you got drugs in your system, and you got liquor in your system, and, you know, you got, bad decisions. You got BBLs and everything. Your whole shit just stimulated. Your whole just nervous system just stimulated. Your whole just shit. You just stimulated, brother. And it feels pleasurable in the moment. In the moment. Just in the moment, though. It's coming back to bite you. The voice is still there. The conscience is still talking. Couldn't you be making some money? Don't you want a family, brother? Is this in alignment with your higher self? Do you really want this? That burger tastes good, don't it? But don't you really want a credible body? Don't you really want to be strongest man alive? Don't you really want greatness? And then the more you stop listening to it, the quieter. Drowning. Until you snap the fuck out of it. Until you wake up. Until somebody snaps you out of it, shakes your ass and say, hey, nigga, this ain't enough. You could be doing so much more. You could be doing so much more. You could be doing so much more. There's so much more to see, so much more to do, so much more to experience, a higher level of consciousness, of pleasure that doesn't only deliver good things in the moment, but it also delivers good things in the long run too. That's the level of consciousness I'm trying to get to. It's like, how can I make my life about things that feel good now and feel good later? Maybe that's delusional. Maybe it's not possible, but I know the path to figure out if it is delusional or if it is possible is to go through moments of uncomfortability to see even if that thing is possible. You know, and I think that once we do get to the strongest version of ourselves, we can experience maximum pleasure with just being at peace. With just like being in this moment. With just like a deep breath. With just like eating some fruit. With just like sitting under the sun. When we become the strongest version of ourselves, when we become the version of ourselves that's not relying on all this external stimulation, when we become the version of ourselves that's not relying on all these pleasures, when we become the version of ourselves that's not relying on anything else but internal strength and spiritual love, internal, to give us the pleasure that we're looking for in life. When we become strong enough to only rely on that, I think that's when we tap into that real pleasure that we're looking for, that real bliss that we're looking for. Because I've seen it. I've experienced moments of that. You probably experienced moments of that too, where like peace is like, shit, I think that's what we're all looking for. That moment where we can like have all the money, have the wife, have the kids, have the greatness, and we sit on our throne as kings, and we just go, yes, I did it. With the grace of God, I did it. But we can experience that right now. Let me see what bro talk about. Thank you, mutual. My God, brother. All 4 seasons for God. We on the same road. but different paths. Right. I appreciate you. I think we're on the same. Well, yeah, same road, different paths. We're saying the same shit. Suffering with duty, sacrificing time, helping others with no reward. God sees that frequency. Hey, that's that Warriors call. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, you feel me? Like that's that, right. We here, man. We here, man. Suffering with duty. I hope y'all hearing them. It's like 4 people in here. I hope y'all hearing, bro. Like, comment if you're in the room right now listening. I want to see some other voices in here, but classic game music going crazy. I appreciate you, brother. Suffering with duty. You got shit to do, brother. You got a mission. It's not just work. It's not something that you're doing for yourself. It's not something that you have to do. It's something that you get to do. You had an opportunity to live. God didn't have to throw you in the game. God could have said, hey, bro, let's stay. You got to stay on the sideline. You got to wait another go round. He could have never threw you in the game. You could have never experienced the benefit of being alive. You got a duty. You got a mission. You got something to do here, brother. He wouldn't have gave you a chance if you ain't got nothing to do here. I'm going to keep it real with you. Sacrificing time. Sacrificing time. He gave you time. Sacrificing is an interesting word, but I'm going to go with it because I understand what you mean. He gave you time, and what you do with that time, if it's not in alignment with the duty that you were here to do, then you won't experience the life he intended for you to live. And sometimes in that moment of doing what you need to do in terms of duty, you'll be giving up a different momentary pleasure that might stimulate your dopamine receptors a little bit more, because there's mad scientists and labs trying to figure out what they can do exactly to fucking short circuit your dopamine receptors every day. Like that's what they're focused on. It's like, how can I short circuit this nigga dopamine receptors so he just like a fiend for me? They gave us experimental drugs, virtual reality porn, social media with apps and dings and buzzes, and let's say let's put it on their hip, let's put it in their pocket where they gotta code it on them at all times, and they just scroll all day, and like every even this motion gives a certain dopamine. Like let's just fucking like they're trying to like overload our shit. So it's just like, can I give up all this artificial pleasure-based experimental dopamine type stimulation in order to follow my duty that I know is right in my heart? Talk to me, King. Helping others with no reward, because that's what the duty is. It's like, you feel me? It's not about you. That was the big message for me recently. It's like, it's not about you at all. It's not about you at all. Christ came on this planet. He said, it ain't about me at all. He said, it ain't about me at all. I'll do anything. I'll go do the fast. I'll go do the 40 days. I'll eat no bread. I won't have no money like that. I'll just move around. I'll be condemned. I'll be judged. I'll come flip tables. I'll go do what I need to do. I'm move accordingly. You feel me? Like Christ was like on that timing, like straight helping others. I don't need no pleasure at all. What's good? I'm here. I'm not gonna do nothing that y'all on that's gonna mess y'all up, cause I'm doing it for you, even though you hate me. The message. Talk to me. God sees that frequency. Indeed, he does, because that's where Christ's at right now, at the right hand of the Father. Most glory ever. I mean, people could talk. People could say the Buddhas, the Marcus Aurelius, the Lao Tzus. I like the people. Hey, it's different people that's been tapped in and put good things in the universe. Hopefully they talk about me that way in 1,000 years. But the clout that Christ got, I mean, Christ is the big him. I mean, everybody know Christ, for real. All right. When you pull back a rubber band, that's sacrificing. Then you catapult into his favor in abundance. I like that. When you pull back a rubber band, that's sacrificing. I heard that analogy before. I like that. Just the idea of, the further you can allow yourself to keep pulling that rubber band back is the more you get catapulted into his favor. That's a bar in his abundance. That's a bar. That's a bar. And it may not look like the materialistic abundance that you used to seeing. It might not even look like that. I'm going to be real with you. Like, it just may look like that peace. Because that's what everybody wants, gang. I'm going to keep it real with y'all, family. That's what everybody looking for. That's what everybody looking for. They just want that peace. They want that love because they think it's going to give them some peace. They want that money because they think it's going to give them some peace. They want that body because they want to feel comfortable with themselves enough so they can feel that peace. They want that, they want they want the clout so they can feel that peace. They want that status so they can feel that peace. Everybody want that peace game, so it may just look like the abundance of peace. The Prince of Peace gonna give you that. Prince of Peace. Prince of Peace. Ain't that hard? Prince of Peace. And through that peaceful state, you could just move how you was like designed to move, like do exactly what you love to do, like move with your gifts. Like God put some talents in you, God put some gifts in you, God put some things in you that was made to not only give to others, but I think that's, another way where this maximum pleasure comes from. I'm experiencing maximum pleasure right now, bro. Like maybe not maximum, it's probably some better things I could be doing in the room over there with a godly woman that maybe was maximum pleasure. I think bro said it earlier. He said maximum pleasure is a relationship with a godly woman. Dang near agree with you, brother. There ain't nothing like love. I'll tell you that, man. Ain't nothing like love. Ain't nothing like being locked in with a great woman having I think when the family comes, I'm really gonna, tap in with that. But the work is very pleasurable too, gang. The work is very pleasurable too. Very, very pleasurable. Especially when you in your purpose, you in alignment. You're not trying to people please. You're not doing things for money. You're just doing things for the pure joy. You're doing things for the pure impact. You're doing things for the pure purpose, the pure mission. When it comes from that pure, authentic place of who you really are, who you were created and designed to be, I think you just tap into a whole nother level that most people will never, ever achieve in their life. And it's unfortunate. But we here to try to wake somebody up. Yeah. What do you know about the remnant? I don't know nothing about the remnant, bro. Put me on. What I need to know about the remnant. I've heard remnant. I've heard that. I've heard it. I've heard the word. I don't know anything about it, though. So put me on. I'm always looking to learn. I'm always looking to learn. I'm always looking to learn. I'm always looking to grow. I'm always looking to develop. And that's the mindset we gotta have, man. I see a lot of people close mind out here because some truths are uncomfortable. It's like, but bro, if you just tapping in more to the truth, you tapping into more knowledge, you should feel good enough about yourself to say that, hey, whatever information I receive, I feel good enough about myself to make the best decision for me. I think people be like insecure. I think people be feeling like they gonna get influenced to do something against their will. Like, to me, that's just a weak mindset. Like, you feel like by just hearing something different that it's gonna influence you to think different and throw your whole state off to where it's weird. Like, it's just weird. Like, let's be open-minded. It's a repeated word in the Bible that means his people. Okay, Jews and Gentile believers are equal by faith. Right. I agree with that. Right, I agree with that. It means his people. The remnant. Yeah, that makes sense now. In that context, I appreciate you giving me that context, bro. And yeah, man, it's the faith. That's the main message that Christ was talking about as well. It was just like by your faith you are healed. By this believing in something. I think it's so many layers of the faith. It's the believing in something better. It's the believing that you could do it. It's the believing that, God has your best interest in mind. He's not trying to hurt you. He's not trying to harm you. He's just trying to allow you to live the life that he designed for you to live when he created you. And that was a life of love. And love doesn't mean getting everything you want, but it does mean giving everything you need, serving everything you need. And through that service of needs more than wants, what do people really need? I think, man, we tap into a level of love. We tap into a level of alignment. Again, nobody even have seen, like, man, dog, being aligned. Whew, we talking, man. Jews are the culture of Judah. Gentiles are everyone non-Jew but can be equal by asking him to be your Lord. Lord is written 7,000 times in the Bible. Talk to him. And even deeper than that, I mean, the way I interpret it, at least, I do think there's multiple layers to the truth that is in the Bible, which only adds to its divinity. I think that it is the literal book of truth. Like, you know, this was a historical book of like historical events. Like there was a tribe of Israel that was, you know, a tribe, and that tribe, you know, ended up being 12 tribes. And one of those tribes, there was the tribe of Judah, and that tribe of Judah, through its bloodline, brought us the Lamb of God who was come to heal and save humanity. His name was salvation. Yahweh saves. Yeshua, right? But also, like even on, you know, another layer to that, it's an example, right? It's an example of how we're supposed to live. And like you said, Jews are the culture of Judah. So culture is a code of conduct. It's a way of being. It's a set of actions. And people who are quote unquote not Jew, not in alignment with this code of actions, can get into alignment with this code of actions and this conduct and this culture through following the Lord, Jesus, or God and his laws and statutes and commandments. And there's been a ton of people in previous that have talked, have explained the various laws of God and the various laws of nature. And the more that we live in alignment with those and allow those laws to be Lord of our life and lead us in the right direction, I believe that we tap into this culture of Judah that you're talking about. So you are spot on, my guy. I love it. I love it. I still like Tupac, E40, Too Short, and Understanding the Secular World, as well as the biblical 12 stones were set up by Elijah to commemorate the families. Commemorate, I'm assuming, means symbolize. And in terms of your comment about secular music, I also enjoy those things, not only because I was influenced from a young age through my environment to enjoy those things probably, but I think, again, it's not about me. It's not about me trying to portray to be something I'm not. It's about me living the authentic version of myself. And if that authentic version of myself is me showing up today and saying that, hey, I'm not perfect, but this is where I'm at, and this is what I want to talk about, and this is what I'm experiencing in my life, and this is how I would desire to help, and this is my goal of trying to, you know, live in the best way possible. And, you know, if I do that and I show up as that person, I think that person has the ability to maybe impact somebody that someone who grew up in a different environment or has a different set of code of conduct is not able to influence somebody because they just don't resonate. They're just not at that same frequency. So, like, you know, I think it's all in God's will for us to eventually all reach the new Jerusalem, the new earth, this Christ consciousness. But, you know, that process, we each have our individual purposes to help humanity get there. And part of that purpose is being your authentic self as you heal, as you grow. You know, too many people, I think, in my opinion, I've even tried to do it myself, have put on the front of like being this fully healed person when you're not, and then you don't resonate with the frequency of authenticity. So then you really fall out of alignment with God's will anyway, because you're trying to be in alignment with God's will by putting on the front to say that you're already there. When truthfully, God's will is, you know, the highest vibration that we can measure is authenticity, even higher than love. You know, enlightenment is a frequency of authenticity. So we want to be authentically healed. We want to be authentically loved. We want to be authentically faithful and understanding in our awareness of who we are. But if we're not there yet, truthfully, let's talk about that. And let's talk about how we can get there. And I think through that realness, people resonate. I'm in a dark place in life. Lost 2 jobs in a row, but I've been watching your videos lately, and they're awesome and inspiring. I want something better, but my actions doesn't match what I want. Ooh, I'm in a dark place in life. I'm in a dark place in life. Why do you say you're in a dark place in life? Because you're having negative emotions. Lost 2 jobs in a row. Okay, negative experiences that you're perceiving as negative. You know, but I've been watching your videos and they're awesome and inspiring. I want something better. It's good that you want something better. But that desire frequency Oh, I wish I had the frequency chart. But desire is still a lower level frequency, so we got to raise that up. We don't desire something better, but you already are something better. You're better because of those experiences. So identify more so with who you are right now as opposed to what you want in the future. Anytime we're future based, we're gonna experience some less than ideal emotions, I believe. And when we're past based, we're gonna experience some less than ideal emotions. And that's what I'm hearing right now is like you're past based about losing 2 jobs, but you're also future based about wanting something better. And both of those is gonna leave you in a state of that's not ideal. That's not something better. But I think your soul is calling for more. Your spirit knows that there's a higher level to tap into, and that highest level is authenticity, I believe. You can look at the vibration chart, the consciousness chart. The Bible is sometimes cryptic, so it may be hard to understand from my experience. So, some of these other resources help me understand what is God's will in terms of vibration and code of conduct. But I think it's authenticity and authentically being grateful for what you do have, because you're a lot better than most people, and switching from what you don't have to more so being grateful, and then transition that gratitude into love and joy, and then from that place being able to give. I think that'll help, because I see a lot of I'm in a dark place. I have been, it's just a lot of but let's talk about, how you can help. What do you love to do? What value do you think that you can provide the world? What do you feel like you're really good at? What do you do? What do you study? What do you think about with nobody having to tell you? What are you obsessed about? Let's talk about those things. Let's talk about who you are authentically at your deepest self. Was those jobs even in alignment? What positive meaning can we place on moving on from those 2 jobs? Can we maybe say that, do you 100% know that that's a negative event? Can you 100% say that's a loss? We have to remember that all our words have meaning. These things that we tell ourselves, and those meanings, those words produce feelings in our body, and those feelings in our body produce the action. So there's no wonder why your actions doesn't match what you want, because your thoughts and feelings aren't in alignment. And you're probably thinking of actions that probably wouldn't help your situation to get you in a higher state of alignment. So it's just those actions are serving, those actions are giving, those actions are being grateful for what you do have. And I was talking about earlier, it's it's not one comes before the other. You have to think positive before you can do something positive, but it's the holistic experience. It's as you become more grateful, you give more, because you feel more full. And when you feel full, you want to serve. As soon as something good happens in your life, I bet if you just got your dream job, you'll want to go tell your mom, or you want to go tell somebody. You want to go tell your best friend, you want to go tell your partner. So it's through that grateful state, you want to share positive experiences with others. And, you can do that in a lot of different ways, whatever your creative outlet is. Mine is speaking. Mine is, doing things like this. Hopefully that helps. Skin routine or just semen retention? Both. Definitely stepping up the standard in my personal code of conduct when it comes to my health. So I think it's all connected. I don't like this whole compartmentalization of habits, of actions, of lifestyle. Vibration is holistic. It's not oh, I did this thing to get this. Yes, certain inputs stack the deck in your favor to get certain outputs, and yes, you should try to do as many of those inputs as possible. But it's I think it's a mixture of things. If I were to I guess sum it up, I would say it's setting a new standard. It's just raising the standard in my health and my energy, and that's a mindset thing. That's why I focus so much on mindset, because I do believe if you can change your mindset, all the actions follow. So you just talked about 2 actions, skin routine or semen retention. Both of those are physical things. I think it started with raising the standard mentally through raising the standard mentally about my health, and through me raising the standard, I was able to come across the right information to implement. We usually have the information. It's just about implementing it. And what caused me to raise that standard is new information. You know, that's why I'm constantly big on like learning every day, because it's like you only need to hear something the right way once for you to like for it to hit you, and then when it hits you, you take action on it. And what hit me for this, just in case anybody else can be impacted from this, was this video from Tony Robbins. He talked about how I'm a firm believer in like emotional state being the key to peak performance, to results. Like we don't perform to the level of what we can perform at. We perform to the level at how we feel at any given moment. So if I'm in a good emotional state, I'm gonna perform my best within my relationships, within work, within the gym, anything, right? But the foundation of emotional state is energy. If you don't have enough energy, you're not gonna be able to shift your emotional state in the moment. So for me, hearing that showed me the truth about something I already believed to be true. But like when everybody else talked about health or energy, it was more so like on a physical level. It was just like, yeah, you eat better, you won't get sick. I'm like, I'm not gonna get sick anyway, because I don't believe in me being able to get sick. I don't believe in, those type of things. I don't allow myself to go into that negative place. I tell myself I'm immune to all diseases, and since I've been doing that, I believe in the power of the mind, right? But it's like the power of the mind is only accessible through your vibration, through the complete alignment. You could think all the positive thoughts in the world, but if you feel like shit and you doing shit in your actual life, you're not gonna experience the results. So it's not just the law of attraction, what you think you become. It's more so the law of vibration, who you are, you attract. So then, recognizing that fact, it's like, okay, so in order for me to feel good more often, I need to be able to consciously shift my state in the moment when I notice myself dropping, when I notice myself feeling more negative, when I notice myself going down. I need to be able to be like, stop, cut the program, let's move up. Let's, ask myself a new question, let's do something else, let's change my state. And the only way I'm able to do that is if I have enough energy to choose that different option. So that's what hit me and allowed me to raise the standard of my energy, and therefore I feel better, I probably look better, and skin is a little bit clearer. So hopefully that answers the question. Skin routine, I guess. I do have a skin routine, of course. That is what healthy people do, but it started from something else. Baal versus God. He sent down fire from heaven while Baal failed to send fire. He sent down fire from heaven. Right. Then prophets were killed following that standoff, Old Testament. He sent down fire in heaven while Baal failed to send fire. Then prophets were killed following that standoff. Prophets of God, I'm assuming, were killed. Interesting. What's the context there? But it's like this fight, and the devil's not that powerful, and God is more powerful. Victory! Yeah, thumbs up. Let's get it. Be prepared to fail 10,000 times. Hell yeah. A businessman fails so much to get a yes. Make more offers. Myron Golden. Hey, my boy is tapped in. We got 5 viewers. Whoever that one viewer is that ain't liked the video yet, like the video, man, so everybody else can get impacted. Please, if you're getting value, don't like it if you're not getting no value. But if you're getting some value, like the video, gang. But yeah, be prepared to take them losses. That's what we was talking about in the video. Probably about to end it here. I think I got everything off the chest, what we need to get off the chest. But the moral of the story is, yes, how can we fail with grace? Hopefully, we've been able to holistically talk about that solution of failing with grace by shifting our perspective, by allowing ourselves to tap into higher levels of authenticity and alignment with God's will on earth, to be grateful for all of our experiences and see the good in them. And once we can do that, we feel better, and from that state we should do something to help others, because it's truly not about us. The more that we stay on the I, the more that's going to keep us at a lower state, because it's just like it's not who God is. God is not out to serve his needs. God is out to serve everybody else's needs, and in the serving of everybody else's needs, his needs get served too. The need for that connection. If he continues to pour us grace, we're gonna have to rely on him at the end of the day. I think that's all he wants is to for us to delight ourselves in him so he can give us our steps, right? So as we do that, we recommune. We reestablish that connection with our Father in heaven, and that connection is, I think, all he always was looking for in the beginning. He came in the garden when Adam sinned. They were hiding. They were shameful. They were like, oh no, this is so bad. This is so bad of me. Hey, we got the light. This is so bad of me. Shameful. Let's hide ourselves from God. And God's like, where art thou, Adam? Why you hiding? You the homie. All I want is a connection with you, bro. Don't tell yourself these things that God don't want no connection with you. That's the devil at work, brother. That's the Satan. Oh, if you do this, you're going to get separate from God. If you do this, God going to, like, God ain't about that. God about connection. God trying to stay with you. Like, God just trying to lead you, like, in the right way. Like, God, like, for y'all that got kids, I ain't got no kids, but I hear when you get kids, like, you really understand God's love. It's like, bro, like, I just want you to win, kid. Like, I'm just trying to tell you things to win. It might seem like some correction. It might seem some discipline. It might seem some things that rub you the wrong way, but that's only because I want you to win. So let's just stay in connection. And, like, through that, living more authentic, becoming more grateful, serving other people's needs. I feel like we get closer to God. We start living more in accordance with his will and that connection. And, it serves his need of having that connection, right? That was the loop I wanted to close with that statement, was just, God's needs get served of having connection as he serves everyone else with grace, with wisdom, with experiences, because through those experiences, through those losses, through those, let's just call them experiences. I don't want to label them. Through those experiences, I think through the experience of life, we find that, the only thing that ever mattered was that connection with God. The only thing that ever mattered was for us to get closer and closer to our Father in heaven. So, just living that is a challenge when there's so many distractions and so many triggers that we think that we have to attach ourselves to. Sheesh. Thanks, brother. Being grateful and giving. Being of service in an authentic way. Yeah, but now we talking. Yeah, being grateful and giving. Being of service in an authentic way. I don't really know how to process negative experiences. I should see them more as opportunities for growth. That's the first step. The first step is stop saying, I don't really know how to process negative experiences. You do know how to process negative experiences. You just said it. See them more as opportunities for growth. The things that we habitually say to ourselves create our experience. If we can just stop all negative self-talk, I don't know how to do this, I'm not worthy of this, I don't deserve this, this is going to be hard. Anything that lowers our vibration, anything that makes us feel inadequate, anything that makes us feel like we don't have the power, anything that makes us feel that we're not wise enough, we're not smart enough, we're not kind enough, we're not loving enough, anything that makes us feel like we're not enough, eradicate that shit. Get that shit out of there. It's not the truth. Truth is, you are loved, you are worthy, you are deserving, you are fulfilled, you are grateful, you are all these things right now. Claim it, claim it, claim it, claim it. And through you claiming it over and 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 over again, renewing your mind daily like the Bible talks about, I think, based on experience and other people's experiences that I've observed, I believe that starts the positive momentum and chain reaction of more positive feelings. And that positive feelings is going to produce more positive actions. And that positive actions is going to raise your vibration. And through the raising of your vibration, you're going to attract more positive experiences into your life. And then you're going to hit with another test, and God's going to call you to become more and become higher, and you're probably going to have to do it again. But, hey, what else would you be doing with your time? So you do know. That's the first step. Stop telling yourself things that aren't true. When Elijah approved God, he set up 12 stones for the family. Fire came down. Baal's prophets were killed by God's people. Context. Oh, okay. Appreciate you, bro. When Elijah approved God, he set up 12 stones for the family. If you have any chapter on this, I would love to read the story. Because I'm not, the story's not fresh in my mind. So I would love to read it again. When Elijah proved God, he set up 12 stones for the family. Fire came down. Baal's prophets were killed by God's people. Oh, Baal's. Oh, okay. Elijah proved God. He set up 12 sons from his family. Yeah. Elijah obeyed God. You know, I'm assuming God told him to set up those stones. Or he had some type of inclination to do it. And then, so that's like a symbolism for like how we got to move. And then God is able to exercise his power when we just move in alignment, when we move in obedience. You know, it's not a sacrifice, it's obedience. You know, sometimes we feel like we missing out on something. That's the problem. We're not missing out on nothing when we move in obedience. We just leveling up. We being obedient to the ways that we should be being, the laws of nature, the greatness that God has created for us. Baal's prophets were killed by God's people. Yeah, bro. What you profiting the enemy for, bro? Like, y'all should have knew. Y'all should have knew, bro. Like, y'all should have known y'all gonna lose. Like, the devil should be afraid. Like, that's one of my favorite sayings. Like, all these, the Satan and all their little devices, secret societies, and the people that's just hurting. They just really just hurting. I'm gonna come with love for them, right? I'm gonna come with love for them. We're not gonna hate them. We're not gonna talk too evil about them. They just, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do. They up there just searching for peace and they just think they can get it from being powerful and manipulating people, but we know that's not true. Come on now, y'all tripping. Y'all should be afraid of the righteous. Y'all should be afraid of the goodness of the love we gonna give you all. That's how we gotta come with it. I'm still working. Don't judge me, y'all. How do we move to a higher frequency? I don't know. How do you think you can move to a higher frequency? Ask yourself that question, and then write down 3 things that you think you could do to move to a higher frequency, and then do them. Because it's like partially like moving to a higher frequency is like not being so damn dependent on everybody else's advice for your life. Like, you got to live your life, and you know what's best for you. You live with yourself every single day of the year. Every single day. You wake up, you know your habits, you know your routines, you know the things that make you feel good in the moment and bad afterwards. You know the things that make you feel good in the moment and good long term. You know the things that, so follow your own inner voice. Ask God, get silent. How do you move to a higher frequency? Ask yourself. And one of those steps may be Googling it. Or maybe one of those steps was to ask me, but I think that's the best answer I can give you right now. Get a library card if you don't have one. New information, yeah. New information is great it's great advice too. Classic game music, so we appreciate you. We definitely appreciate you. Reading got you. What books or videos do you recommend for this topic, JV? What books or videos do I recommend for the topic of raising my frequency? That's a good question. The Bible. It's a great one. But man, the Bible is cryptic, bro. Like, you gotta really, like, so many different translations. Like, you gotta really tap into the scriptures, and study it. So, practical, easy. This book right here, this is a fire one. Actually, a couple books I got right here. We got Power versus Force. Great one. Actually, I do have the consciousness scale. So we're talking about vibration, practically. David Hawkins, this dude, he's actually mapped it out and trapped it out for us. Studied it, did the science, and he has some interesting things to say about vibration. So first is knowing where you're, oh shit. Let's get up in here. It's consciousness scale. You can't really see it, so this is useless. But check out this book, Power versus Force, consciousness scale. First is awareness. I think know where you are, and then you can logically do the next thing that it calls for. So if you're in a state of desire right now, get angry instead of desiring. Angry about your situation, and then recognize that anger sucks too, and then get prideful, and then recognize that pride. Actually, that's probably not good advice. I'm just go straight to the top. Be authentic. Look for peace, joy, love, all those type of things. But this is a good one. It gives you some practical ways on how to do that. This is a good book. Neville Goddard. I like Neville Goddard. He explains the Bible in a way that I believe helps understand the true meaning of the scriptures in ways that we can apply them practically. So highly recommend this book, actually. Neville Goddard, he's a great person. And last one, to raise my frequency or vibration. I mean, I gave you the Bible, I gave you the Neville book, I gave you Power versus Force. I mean, those are heaters. I mean, absolute heaters. You know, frequency is about energy. Yeah, I mean, I'll give you those three. Videos, Neville Goddard, you know. In my opinion, manifestation content is good. Like manifestation content, like content about like people that talk about manifestation. My videos, bro. Like my videos. Like, you know, tap into me. Like I make bangers, bro. I definitely make bangers. So yeah, you got some good stuff there. That's a good starting point. And then your own inner voice. I mean, God's gonna be the greatest teacher. So do some meditation. Listen to yourself. What does yourself think about everything? Consult with yourself. Consult with God. Not only will you require knowledge, but vocabulary and manners of speech, and it's free information for your toolbox. 100%, bro. Hey, learning is my number one habit. Like, Tony Robbins explains it and says, skip a meal, but don't skip 30 minutes. Or Tony Robbins got it from Jim Rohn, and Jim Rohn said, skip a meal, but don't skip your 30 minutes of reading every day. We live in a new age, you know, reading. I don't maybe get 30 minutes of reading every day, but like I'm definitely tapping into 30 minutes of useful, new, knowledgeable information every single day. More so like an hour, and I've been doing that probably for the past 10 years. So yes, learning is the number one habit I would recommend for everyone. Get new information. You need new information to change your circumstances. New information is crucial. And it's free. Like a lot of it's free, right, bro? Like apply, acquire, action, repeat until you start a flame, until it's an inferno. Apply, acquire, action, repeat until you start a flame, until it's an inferno. Facts. You know, don't just take the information, but apply the information. And a lot of times applying information just means sometimes getting more information, because I believe truly, like if you knew better, you would do better. It's just something that hasn't clicked for you yet. So if like you know, if you still in this limbo and like you want to do stuff but you haven't done it yet, it's just something ain't clicked for you. So like some of the most useful information I've learned over the years is the knowing and understanding that our subconscious mind controls 95% of our actions. And all those actions are based on habitual patterns, and those patterns have been given to us based on the influences of our environment, and we've been influenced from our environment since birth, and a lot of it's done in the first 7 years, and then we create around age 11 to 12 this critical faculty where we stop accepting any and all information as true, and we start to analyze the information. Our analytical mind kicks in, and the analytical mind is based off the beliefs that was given to us from those years 0 to 7. So if we're told, you know, growing up from 0 to 7, how you're not worthy, not good enough, won't be shit, wouldn't be shit. Then at 12, that kind of hardens into fact a little bit. And then, you know, you receive new information that says, hey, I just made $1 million today. Then you take it as like, oh, either that's not true, I don't believe that, because you believe that people don't make money like that. Or you immediately say, oh, that's good for him, but I'm not gonna be able to do that. And it almost happens unconsciously. Well, it does happen unconsciously. So learning how to reprogram your subconscious mind has been one of the biggest hacks for me. And there's a lot of ways to do it. Visualization is great. Affirmations are great. But that's what Neville talks about. It's like, it's not necessarily the technique, but it's more so the feeling is the secret. You know, being able to identify with the feelings of the best version of yourself and the greatest version of yourself, which are feelings of gratitude, feeling of peace, feeling of abundance, feeling of love, feeling of harmony, feeling of joy, feeling of greatness, right? So it's like habitually repetition is the way to enter the subconscious, or through some methods to bypass the critical faculty like hypnosis. If you want to learn more about this is what I coach people on how to do, is reprogram the subconscious mind. So feel free to DM me, we can hop on a call and see if I can help you out. But yeah, reprogram your subconscious mind is crucial. But just quick tips on that is like repetition and repeating, not just the thought, not intellectually just saying affirmations or, visualizing some scene or, whatever, but habitually and consistently going back to the feelings of having what you want already. And that's been some of the best info for me. Ooh, we going. Big dog shit, we going. Let's go. Let's keep going. I love it. I almost let myself go. Did y'all see it? You probably just seen it. That's what we all do. That moment of like, oh, I've been at it for a while. I should give up. It was almost there. I almost let it. But I immediately fix my state. Let me talk a little louder. Let me pump myself up, say some positive self-talk. And we here until we not. Word. Read that one, graphs and all. Shout out you, bro. You on top of it. You've been in here the whole time. You're a big dog too. We here. Look, you saw it. That's why you laughing. You saw it. I believe that you saw it. That's why you're laughing. Sweat equity. Right. And you posted that before I even did it. So this was all meant to happen. This was meant for you to laugh. This was meant for me to read the comment that's talking about sweat equity. And it was meant for me to acknowledge me acknowledging where I slipped and recognizing that you guys are acknowledging it too. Shout out for the viewers. Shout out to the viewers. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Anything else? We almost. Anything else y'all want to talk about? I mean, y'all let me know. I mean, we're here to serve the people. I think I got everything that was like top of mind off my chest. But if there's anything else that you guys want to put top of mind, I'm happy to talk about. If not, that's cool too. I'm cool. And this feels better, a peaceful deciding when I want to, deciding what's next for me, and this is what we're talking about here. Like consciously choosing states, consciously choosing, what we want, consciously choosing what feels good, consciously choosing greatness, consciously choosing love, consciously choosing, serving others over oneself, right? Like consciously choosing that, as opposed to letting the negative self-talk of, oh, I've been at it for 86 minutes and there's only one person viewing right now, and negative, I'm feeling tired, oh, I've been at it a while, oh, this light is beaming on my head and making me super hot. All these things, that kind of went through my mind for a brief 5 seconds. It's not about that. It's just like, let me consciously just like choose what I want to do. And I want to check in with my viewers, the people that's been tapped in with me the last 87 minutes. Y'all the real ones. Shout out to you. You driving right now. You locked in. What you do, bro? You driving like home. You on the road. You trucking. You on a road trip. Let me know. Let me know. Because this was it's about the community. It's about, the actual purpose here. It's not about me. I can't just do the whole thing about, it's not about me. And then, I'm tired, guys. So catch you later. And not give like somebody could be suffering right now watching this and just didn't want to comment this whole time. And like, I just said deuces, and it's just like, well, I didn't even get a chance to answer my question. They just crash out after this. Like, I don't know. I don't want to put that in the air, but, you just never know. So, like, let's just stay in alignment. Let's just stay, like, what's up? What's up? Anything else, y'all? Anything else? We got the trolls out earlier, man. They was talking about how I was, he said I was looking zesty. So I was looking zesty because my shirt was open. It's hot, nigga. I'm in Dallas, Texas. And I didn't turn my air conditioning all the way down. And I like sometimes having my shirt open. Like, I just feel comfortable. Like, I'm at the crib. God dang. Hope I'm not disrespecting nobody by having it open. But, like, hey, you feel me? I'm just being me. What's the schedule for you? You live for your live, or is it on vibes? It's mostly on vibes. I'm not gonna lie. If you want me to do more lives, I could do more lives. I could do more lives over videos. I like the live engagement. I really do. Just in June, I said I was gonna post every day, so that's what we're doing. And you know, it's been a mix of lives and it's been a mix of videos. But if you appreciate the lives more, I can do more lives, like if that's what you want. The videos are cool too, you know, tap in with those. Those are really like inspired in the moment. Like I, you know, think about in the morning or after a workout, what I want to talk about today. You know, what's on my mind. What, you know, what's been impactful in the last couple of days. You know, I'm obsessed with self improvement. So there's always an angle I can take in order to talk about my life experiences in a way that can maybe help someone else improve their life situation. Because that's what I'm thinking about all day long anyways. Like, how can I get better? What results am I getting and how can I improve? What do I want? What results am I getting? How can I improve? And then taking action. So, it's just like to hold myself accountable. Taking action is something that I'm doing more of. And realizing what held me back in the past from taking action is some of these things we're talking about: negative belief, negative self-talk. Oh, I can't come on here and talk authentically about self-improvement because I don't have $1 billion and I'm not super successful like that. Like, I don't have a luxury car, I don't have everything that's on my vision board yet. So therefore, who am I to say am I successful? Like, well, this, you know, you're not worthy. But like, shout out Wes Watson. He's been helping me just understand, like, bro, it's not about you. It's about the one person on here. Like, shout out Vawede. Is that how you pronounce your name? I don't know where you're at in the world, but you know, you came onto this live talking about you haven't been feeling the best. And you know, based on that not feeling the best, you you know, hopefully you're feeling better now, right? And like, if let's say I got in my head about me not being quote unquote the uber rich billionaire, millionaire, successful family, blah 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 story I told myself on why I shouldn't make a video, and I didn't make the video today, and then you just went on carrying your life in a state that's less than ideal, less than what you're worth. So it's like, you know, let me not disrespect the people of the world that I could be helping by not showing up. Like 90% of success is just showing up. Like, let me just show up for the people tonight. Let me just show up for the people tonight. See what happens. Thanks from Nigeria. Hey, shout out Nigeria. Big ups, big ups. California, SoCal. Word, okay. Shout out Cali. Shout out SoCal. Word. You didn't tell me what you was doing though, bro. I mean, you know, you don't have to. But yeah, you headed to the crib. You traveling state to state. What's up? Any other topics, though? Anything else you want to talk about? You know, show up for y'all people. Show up for y'all people. You know, it don't have to be something grandiose. It don't have to be a video. It don't have to be like necessarily quote unquote career. But like, you know, maybe your mama need a phone call today. Maybe your dad need a phone call. Maybe your little brother need a phone call. I just had my little brother and niece over here for the last couple of days. They put a new energy. They put a new energy in my They put some energy in my battery. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. You know, listen to the kids, bro. You know, tapping into the youth. It's just good being around that youth energy, man. So they, you know, I viewed it as me giving to them an experience, you know, buying them food, allowing them to stay at the crib, you know, all that good stuff, and, you know, being a cool uncle and a cool big brother. But like I said, you know, through me trying to serve their needs, some of my needs got served as well, feeling more energized, feeling more youthful, feeling more young, feeling more feeling more authentic, word, all that good stuff. So we here, you know, we here. Driving the Benz to client house, right? Talk your ish. I need a Benz, man. I like the Benz, man. It's just like luxury. It's just it fit my vibe. I definitely can appreciate you for that one. Hip hop and bad contracts is the subject. Word, man. We could. Yeah, that's two topics, right? Like hip hop and bad contracts. Like hip hop as a whole, I feel like is one of the dopest art forms. Maybe because again, I grew up in that environment, so it's just something that resonates with me. But like, I mean, even when intellectually I think about this, like, bro, like you combining poetry, you combining the beats, you combining the lifestyle of luxury and kind of like this I feel like that's how kings used to move back in the day, in some of the way that these hip hops move, and you can see how it spread into society. There's something intrinsic about hip hop as a whole that we resonate with as a culture, that taps us into maybe that primal drive of domination and greatness, but also doing it in a fly, smooth, feminine, if you would explain it, because feminine, it's artistic, so it is a kind of art is more feminine leaning than masculine, right? So it's just like, with hip hop being an art form, it's like, you're tapping into so many aspects of the human experience, I think, that resonates. And I'm a big music person. I'm a big audible person. Like, I don't think, but I know based on psychology that we each have different modalities to which we best receive information that, hits us in a certain way. And I know my modality for best receiving information is through audio. I like hearing people speak. I like speaking. I love music. Anything audio related, it really, hits that little button for me. But some people are more visual. Some people really like art. Some people really are visual learners and visual communicators. Talk a lot in pictures and all this type of stuff. Or some people are more kinesthetic. Some people are more feeling based and want to touch, want to feel, want to do those type of things. So yeah, I really like hip hop. And then Bad Contracts. Ignorance, brother. Ignorance. I think just, the more knowledge people have, the more they'll be privy to the bad decisions that they're making. It's just a bad decision, and bad decisions it stems from not only lack of good information, but not being in a good enough state in order to act on the information that you already know. Some people know contracts is dumb, or some contracts is dumb, or some contracts aren't, ideal. And then they'll still do it because their current state of being is one of lack of gratitude, is focusing on what they desire, these lower states of vibration, focus on what they desire, what they don't have, what they're missing out on, what they could be having. They're in such a low vibration that they're like, man, let me just compromise my morals to, do this contract, or let me willingly make a bad decision just based off how I'm feeling. That's why I'm so big on emotional status, like, because if they were feeling grateful, if they were feeling abundant, if they were feeling peaceful, they'll be like, it's a dumb contract, if they had the information. So it's both parts. It's being in the right state, but it's also having the right information. So I think both are key. And as we develop the right daily habits to put us in a good state consistently, then we can choose to seek out new information every day. And if you're an artist, if you're a musician, if you're an artist, then it's probably in your best interest to study the music business or the art business. And we're talking about hip hop and Bad Contracts. So it's probably in their best interest to study the hip hop business, but they probably have low energy due to taking drugs and not obeying with the laws of nature and code of conduct of God. So the energy's low. Therefore, they don't have the power to influence their emotional state. And since they don't have the power to influence their emotional state, they get triggered by all the propaganda and media and advertisements in their environment that tell them they're not worthy, they're not enough. And the only way to be worthy and the only way to be enough is if they be like Jay-Z and sell drugs and make it big and freaking, basically just make music about killing and doing all this stuff. And then, they think that will give them what they're really looking for. Man. So then, that's the actions that they take. And based on those actions, they get the result of regretting the contracts that they're taking. Tough. Think, feel, do, love that video you did about goals and manifesting your future right now. Think, feel, do, love that video. Yeah, think, feel, do, and love that video you did about goals and manifesting your future right now. I'm not sure exactly the video, but I probably made a video on that, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. And it means a lot for you, means a lot to me for you to say that and acknowledge that you enjoyed the video. So I appreciate you, Vawede, and hopefully you are positively impacted by this video and shifted into a better state, let me know. Did you shift into a better state during your time here? I know you came in at a little bit lower state, so hopefully you're walking away not only in a better state, but with some useful information and strategies that you can implement to become, or in order to live in a better state more often. Because it's not about, you can get impacted once, you can, receive new information once, but it's all about where we live emotionally. It's all about what we consistently, habitually come back to. And if we consistently, habitually come back to states that's not ideal, then we're going to not experience the ideal life. So it's just like not only getting information once, but setting up the routine, setting up the daily input, setting up the daily habits, setting up the daily system that habitually gets us what we want over time. And I think two of those biggest keys is learning something new and conditioning our emotional state for gratitude, abundance, love, and peace, instead of just waking up and looking at the phone and immediately getting conditioned to lack and desire and what I don't have and fear and all this type of stuff. So yeah, talk to me. What about celebrating yourself at milestones and those around you, vendors, clients, suppliers, wholesalers? Now, this is something I need to work on. I actually heard it in one of these manifestation videos. One of the best ways to tap into the gratitude state is celebration. So I'm actually working on this myself. I am working on celebrating more, just like I just celebrated Vuede for that comment. And you can say celebrating, or I said acknowledging them for that comment, but it's a similar frequency. It's celebrating the small wins. It's like you said, the milestones. It's celebrating those markers, because not only is it so important to do to, again, consistently get you in that state more often, habitually come back to the good, peaceful gratitude, a good state more often, but also when you think about it, your life is how you spend your time. And yes, we have goals, but most of our time is going to be spent on the journey in pursuit of our goals. It's like, you have a goal, you pursue the goal, you hit the goal, you have the joy and satisfaction of hitting the goal for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, maybe. You make the money. Oh, yay, I hit the money. Yay, I get to do more stuff. Yay. And then it becomes normal after a month. You get the relationship. Hey, I got the relationship. She loves me. Yay. And then she, triggers you, and now it becomes normal after 2 months. I'm in love, all these things. So our goals are constantly here today and gone tomorrow. But we spend more time in the process. We spend more time in pursuit of our goals. We spend more time on the road to our goals. So finding ways to enjoy the journey more, enjoy the process more, I think is crucial. And one of those ways is don't just have the big celebration when you hit the big goal, but have the small celebrations, the small wins. It can be as small as, acknowledging a comment on a live, or it can be as small as, calling a client when, something happens, or, all these different things. So I think, as much as we can celebrate, the better. And as much as we can, no matter how small or big it is, the more we can just celebrate everything, I think it taps us into that state of gratitude. And gratitude, when you think about manifestation and how they say you should be at the vibration of what you already desire, when you have what you desire, when you have your goals, you would feel grateful because you're like, oh, I have my goal. So the best state for receiving or manifesting is a grateful state, happy, yay, grateful. Yes, God is good. I'm in gratitude. I feel grateful for this experience. I have all my desires. Everything happened. It all worked out how it should. You feel me? So it's that's the best state for receiving. So, by celebrating those wins, it gets us into that state more often, so we can win more. But that is the win in itself, is just feeling like you're winning. Because a lot of people will be quote unquote winning, but they don't feel like they winning. So is you really winning? Sheesh. What up, troll face? You came in here to troll, or you came in here to chop it up with the kings, with the bosses? We got classic game music in here, spitting straight flames. Don't come on here on that. Your name troll face. I'm only judging because your name troll face. You gotta recognize people people gonna judge you off your first impression. You gotta know that about life. We hope people don't judge us off our first impression, but they do. So, choose what you want to do with that. You just have to deal with 30 seconds of me judging you when you probably didn't have to deal with that if you had a different username. But we here. What's good, bro? What's good? Talk to me. Don't just come on here. Hey, bro, and bop out. Talk to me. What's good? We here. What do you know about abundance problems? Pocket full of money, God's favor, but all your friends are broken, downtrodden. That's a good question. So the word problem, right? I think that with the challenges that we experience in our life, there's always a strategy to overcome those challenges, and that strategy consists of a faith-based strategy and a works-based strategy. So the Bible talks about faith without works is dead, right? So it's like the faith-based strategy is more so like the mindset stuff, the belief stuff. And then we have a work-based strategy of like, what do you do in the actual world? So like when I think about abundance, I'm assuming you're talking about financially. It's like, okay, what's the mindset or faith-based strategy of abundance? And it's always usually the same, which is believe you already have it and it'll be yours. So that's that. So like what's stopping them from already believing that they are abundant, they are successful, they are wealthy, they are these things? What's stopping that belief? Do they feel they're not worthy of it? They feel like money doesn't grow on trees. What beliefs is there that's, do they believe that once they get successful, they're going to experience pain? People are going to judge them. People don't like them. What's that stopping them from believing that, it's already theirs? So that's like the faith-based strategy. And there's a work-based strategy. If it's just purely making money, I think there's a ton of ways to make money. Me personally, I'm always interested in the trifecta of making the most money possible, doing exactly what I love to do, and impacting lives, as many lives as I can. So again, different for different people, but I think the first step would then be know what you want when it comes to abundance, know what you want when it comes to wealth. It's like, do I just want to make a whole bunch of money? Do I want to make a whole bunch of money doing what I love? Do I want to make a whole bunch of money? What is a whole bunch of money? How much money specifically? So it's like first figuring out exactly what you want to a T. And then based on figuring out exactly what you want to a T, then I think that you could just model someone, like figure out who already is doing that, figure out what they did, and then do what they did, and you'll get the same result. Because again, like the way the universe works is like inputs equal outputs, right? So it's like if we put certain inputs into the AKA strategies, if we implement certain strategies, then I think it's inevitable for us to get certain results. I think it's a science. There's the laws of the universe for a reason. There's the laws of God for a reason. I think those laws are set up for us to succeed. You probably know this from Myron. Myron talks about this. It's like those laws are there for success. So it's like the more we can learn the laws and use them to our good, then we can win. And I think one of those laws is knowing what you want, having absolute clarity, and then recognizing that there's certain things that you have to do to get that thing, what you want, and recognize that if somebody else did those things to get what they got, then you can do those same things and get the same thing. So like, for example, to not be so esoteric or just like vague, it's like coaching. Like for me, let me just speak about me. My biggest role model when it comes to career and building wealth and what I do for a living is Tony Robbins. I really like what he's been able to accomplish. He's made the most money in like the coaching business. He basically started the life coaching business, and he what I love to do seems like what he loves to do, which is learn things and present them back to people in a practical way to where they can change and impact their life. And the way that he does that is through communication. and selling ideas, selling people on themselves, coaching people. And he does that at a one-on-one capacity, he does it in a group capacity, seminar capacity. But then in addition to that, to build wealth, he also has partnered with great companies and great people to offer more solutions that help change the world. And with the impact, and he's fed 1 billion people with his the Feeding America. A lot of his other companies that he's partnered with are working on heavy solutions. So for me, he's like that role model of like the highest level of making the most money, doing what you love, and impacting the most lives, which is my goal. So I model what he's done. He started with like mastering communication skills and mastering sales, and then he mastered NLP and like mastered coaching and like the ability to help people change their beliefs and reprogram their mind and providing solutions to help people do that. And he's done it through videos, and he's doing it through seminars, and he's doing it through different programs and coaching and courses. So I'm doing the same thing, course will be coming soon, coaching, doing one-on-ones. If you want a one-on-one, hit me up. Eventually, probably this year, I want to do my first in-person live seminar. So that'll be dope. We're going to do that. And just constantly becoming a better version of myself to allow me to take those certain actions. Because sometimes they're scary, when I think about certain stuff. But, people need it. So you got to step up. We got to step up. Making money is always in style. If you don't need it because you have plenty, that's when you help, including strangers. Giving, for sure. So yeah, I know I kind of went on a separate tangent, but I think first is like a faith-based strategy of knowing you have it, and then the works-based strategy, even more on a macro, it's like there's certain skill sets that make money, and if people learn those skill sets and try to serve them to as many people as possible, there's certain skill sets that make money because certain skill sets are valuable to the marketplace, and the marketplace rewards value. So if people work on certain skill sets that are valuable to the marketplace and they attempt to serve them to people who need them, I think people won't have a hard time trying to make money. But hey, I'm not perfect. I don't have $1 billion. I don't have all the money in the world. I'm still working on it myself. But again, I think I have a different goal than some people. Like some people really are more, are primarily focused on increasing wealth and making money, which is great. But I'm most focused on like enjoying my life. So like, I think I prioritize doing what I love plus the money plus impact at the same time. And therefore I'm taking the path that I'm taking, which may take longer if I, maybe that's a limiting belief, but maybe it takes longer than if I just went purely after the skills that make money, because if I don't really enjoy it, it's like, bro, I'm not going to spend my time doing shit I don't enjoy. Because we only have one life, and the most valuable thing in this life is time, and how we spend our time is everything. So if I'm spending my time doing shit I don't like, don't want to do, I'm immediately looking for a way to stop doing it. You will be phenomenal at speaking at conferences. I appreciate you, brother. Clear and presentable. Those billionaires are usually a valuation instead of liquid dollars. Right, yeah, for sure. First of all, I appreciate you acknowledging that, and thank you. It means a ton, especially you've been here the whole time, and just knowing your mindset and understanding you probably have came across a lot of good information. So for you to say that, it definitely means a lot. And correct, yes, valuation. And that's how I think about building wealth, right? It's like wealth is about assets and cash flow. It's like, how can you get your cash flow up, and then how can you get your assets up? So like an asset is a business, and that business could be sold, and that business could be sold for a multiple, and that's usually where they're getting their valuations from. But it's also the cash flow that you're seeing on a recurring monthly basis or day-by-day basis. So I think to build wealth, optimizing for those two things have proven to be like good strategies long-term, I think, for people. And some of the most valuable assets, like real estate, businesses. I think businesses are the most valuable asset. Like a successful business is probably the most valuable asset. Like most valuable asset in the marketplace is probably Apple, right? Like, so, successful asset. But also the cash flow, right? So I think, and that probably tells the variable of successful business or not. It's probably the amount of cash flow the business is doing and how profitable it is, and it's probably so many different. See, I'm not I'm not a business expert. Like I know my lane. I want to model the experts who are in business and recognize maybe those few small distinctions that they do differently than everybody else, which I think is, with wealthy people who I'm talking about right now, like modeling wealthy people. You look at the wealthiest people. I think they primarily focus on assets and cash flow, which is why I'm saying that. But there's probably better people at business that are able to determine the success of a asset. In this case, I'm talking about the most successful asset, in my opinion, which is a successful business. So there's probably better people to evaluate what makes a successful business or not. It took me a roundabout way to get to that, but that's what I wanted to say. Faith and Work Strategies, dropping gems. Appreciate you, my guy. I appreciate you still being here. What's this mindset strategy? What's the workspace strategy? And how can we bridge the gap? That's what I'm all about. It's like bridging the gap between executing on the strategies. Because action, it's all about the action, right? It's like the action of creating the mindset of faith through the renewing of the mind daily, and also the action of executing on the workspace strategy that you deem as most adequate at the time, and then recognizing the results that you're getting from that strategy, and then changing the strategy over time based on the results that you're getting in order to improve those results. But it starts with knowing what you want. It's a big thing my client told me the other day as far as what was most impactful during our coaching sessions is he said that the primary focus or the constant re-emphasizing the importance of focusing on what you want was very helpful for him. Because it's like if society would tell you what to want. Oh, go want $1 billion, and then people spend their whole life trying to get it, and they don't even realize why they want it. But I think, yes, we want to make money, but like, why are you trying to make the money? Is it to help others? Is it to give? Is it to serve self? Is it to be happy? Is it to what? So I think we're playing two games here. We're playing the game of achieving materialistic results, achieving, the highest levels of health, wealth, love possible, but also the fulfillment side of mastering fulfillment, aka being content with life right now. So playing both of those games at the same time, I think is a useful frame. And in my worldview, I prioritize the game of fulfillment over the game of achievement, because I think it's more important how we spend our time than what we accumulate on this earth. Cayenne went from 1.23 billion in valuation, then down to 120. Right. Yeah, right. It's yeah, bro. I can tell my brains, we're not gonna do it. Let's not talk about that. Let's just change state. Let's go. But we definitely been at it, and I appreciate y'all for staying with me. Cayenne went from 1.23 billion valuation, then down to 120. Liquid, right. He had that asset, and they said no bueno. That's why ownership's hella important. Bro didn't own. I don't know the logistics of the contract, but I'm assuming he didn't have true ownership over the cash flow that it was producing. So therefore, Adidas had that power to take it away, which is tough. That's tough, brother. The audio Bible NIV was my best learning tool. The best part of having a few dollars is having time to learn and chat with people about ideas with a sense of humor. Hey, bro, I appreciate you, gang. It's been a pleasure to chop it up with you as well. And yeah, the NIV is definitely dope. I'm going to tap in more. I think I need to just tap in more. I like the I think it's called the NASB 1995. I like that Bible. It's the New American Standard Edition 1995. That's the one I usually read the most, that I like. I was NIV, but I don't know, that New American Standard. I really like that one. But yeah, I appreciate you. And yeah, ideas. Ideas to help us to help. With more confidence and knowledge, you can have good times in big metro cities. Right. Right. With more confidence. Are you saying that, like me personally, or are you just saying that, like in general, if people have more confidence and knowledge, you can have good times? But I agree. Yeah, confidence is like it's key, bro. Like, and I have an interesting take on confidence. Like confidence, I think everybody is confident. It's just like, what are you confident in? Like I think we have relationships with everything in our life. Like we have a relationship with money. We have a relationship with women. We have a relationship with men. We have a relationship with specifically your mom, specifically your dad, specifically your brother. You have a relationship with your environment. You have a relationship with your dog. So like, we're always in relation to our environment, and the type of relationship and the amount of certainty we have in a positive outcome with the objects or the pieces in our environment determine how we feel about them. So it's like, yeah, I can be confident in my ability to make money, but if I have a poor relationship with my ability to keep money, that may stop me from losing. I mean, that may stop me from making more money. Because if I have, I believe I have a good relationship with the skill set on how to make money, and I believe in myself on how to do that, but maybe I have a bad relationship with how I manage money. And therefore, I have this subconscious fear of that when I get money, I'm gonna mismanage it. So therefore, I'm subconsciously sabotaging myself to not get any money because I don't want the pain of mismanaging it and feeling inadequate. That's just one example. But yeah, I think confidence we have in relation with everything, and confidence is just like this feeling of certainty. And usually people use it in like a positive context. So I say this feeling of certainty that things are, it's like a positive expectation, positive, certainty and a positive outcome. Yeah. Yeah, knowledge, that's something we've been harping on this entire time. Those people are competitive at everything in general. I mean, those people are competitive. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, confident, knowledgeable people, yeah, they can't lose. Them is the ones, confident, knowledgeable people. Because it's tough. You think about, like, what it takes to build those two things. It's like, and it sounds like confidence, in this case, you're talking about self-confidence. So, like, self-certainty in a positive outcome. It's like, what work do you have to do on self unless you had extremely great parents, which I'm blessed to, have had. My mom and dad always tell me that I can do anything. So they definitely instilled a lot of that in me. But I also did a lot of the work on myself because, again, I might have good relationships with what I thought was possible, but there's these little macro or micro relationships that I had with everything else that, was maybe self-sabotaging me. But yeah, it just takes a lot of work to be, I think, self-confident, self-certain in positive outcomes for yourself. There's a lot of societal influences trying to do the opposite. So, yeah. And yeah, and then, if you got the knowledge, bro, you're golden. You're golden. Know what you're talking about, That's why I try not to talk about things I don't know what I'm talking about. And I'll tell you, like, if I don't know too much about that thing. But I try to at least know about the things that are important. Jim Rohn talks about most people major in minor things. So I try to major in major things. I think major things are like yourself. Like, can I major in like understanding myself? Can I measure in improving the quality of my life? Can I measure in understanding what causes me to act a certain way? Can I measure in, why I do what I do, the behavior I have, right? It's like we major in those majors. Is confidence same as competence? No, I think they're different. I'm assuming you're talking about self-confidence, and then competent is knowing how to do something. So I think you can know how to do something, but then not have certainty that you'd be able to get a positive outcome from doing that thing, and therefore you don't take action, which is the only thing that matters, is action. So I don't think they're the same. However, I do think being more competent in something allows you to have more certainty and a positive outcome, because going back to what Classic Game Music said, it's the knowledge. Competent means you're increasing your knowledge, you know more, so therefore you're like, well, I know based on thousands of books that I read and all these videos I read and all these testimonials and all these success stories and all these different experiences I've seen from other people, I know that, my vibration has something to do with my reality. Like how I'm showing up has something to do with how I'm attracting. Even though, I walk through life and it seems as if I'm not really affecting it and I'm kind of at the effect, I know through all these different knowledges and the competence of understanding how the universe works, that it probably has something to do. So therefore it's going to make me more confident, and it's going to make me have a more positive expectation in myself, because I know that improves my chances of having positive outcomes. So it means more. We're always searching for the why. We're always searching for the reason to do anything, the meaning that we associate to anything. And I think that meaning should be to, or the why should be to improve the quality of life for yourself and others. So it's like if, by me becoming more competent and understanding how the universe works, I think that improves my ability to be self-confident, because I understand that confidence is self-certainty. So I recognize the correlation between self-certainty in positive outcomes and actually receiving positive outcomes. So therefore, I'm probably more likely to take positive actions to get there. And again, action is the only thing that matters. So how can we create whys or meanings that that give us more positive outcomes? I think is a worthy question to ask. Know your audience. Yes, mom, AI, dad, friend, mom. Is that? I'm pretty sure it's not AI. Maybe Al, mom, dad. Maybe it's just typo. Mom and dad, friend, family, mourn with those who mourn, celebrate, cry, and every emotion be present. Right. Bro, you've been hitting today with like some really good, okay. Yeah, you've been hitting today with some really powerful, very powerful things. Because a lot of times we try to avoid those emotions. We're talking about losses here. We're about 127 minutes in. But it's like, a lot of times we can avoid those celebrations. We can avoid those, quote unquote, less than ideal emotions. But, who's to say it's less than ideal? Do you really want a mundane, one emotion type life? Life's not all you keep. Yeah, I like it, bro. You keep reminding me just of the beauty and the beauty and the madness, if you will, right? It's like we definitely, I think it's important to acknowledge the beauty and the madness to experience more of the depth of life and all its glory and all its uniqueness and all its greatness. Because through those depths, through those again, it's like about that connection. It's about that love. It's like through those experiences, you know, we connect deeper to deeper parts of ourselves. You know, we start healing the inner child. We start, we start healing, those traumas that we went through and those experiences. And, we're able to connect with not only ourselves, but people better. And through that connection, just magnifies all the other positive emotions that we want to feel, right? So it's like we need those, we need that presence with those, I don't even know what you would call those emotions. I don't want to say negative because they're not necessarily negative. They're just, I guess, different. You know, we just need that. I think the variety is the variety in those emotions give us breadth of human experience, and through that breadth we are able to tap into deeper levels of wisdom and connection that previously maybe wasn't able to be tapped into. You know, like it's just something said to be able to dine with the people at the country club and the richest people in the world, and toast with tea and crumpets, and then go on the other side of the tracks and hit the boxing gym that's next to the crack house, with the people in the trenches. You know, it's good to be in the trenches and it's good to be in the mansion. You know, having that dichotomy of life, I think, keeps you tapped into to what's real. And again, I think the highest level frequency, we're talking about frequency, vibration, dealing with loss, all these things here. I think that highest level is authenticity. So it's just like, we can't escape it. We can't ignore it, right? The more that we tap into it, I think the more that we're able to tap deeper into our purpose. Because it's like, you gotta recognize it, bro. Like, people be so out of tune and they get self-entitled, victim mindset, because they're just like, life's too good. You don't know how ugly it can really get. So you don't feel that urge at 4 a.m. when the alarm goes off to get up and get after it, because you're just thinking about me, and what I want instead of the freaking lives that gotta be saved, instead of all the suffering that's happening in the world. So I agree, man. Tapping into the suffering of life is paramount for it's paramount. Enough said, right? Enough said. Los Angeles confidence. These people are all Hollywood. So if you can say some nifty phrase or knowledge, they are with it. Nah, LA, man. I feel a lot of people be fake out there. No cap. I like NYC, man. I feel like NYC is more authentic. LA just feels heavy ego. Some people are just in their own world, but yeah, that's the vibe I get there at least. I like SoCal. You said you was headed to SoCal. SoCal's dope. It's just, seems like high vibe people, high vibe people. Yeah, Jim Rohn, AI typo. This exchange on chat is olive oil. THC oil is healing and intoxicating and blessed. Talk to him, King. It really is, though, brother. It really is. It really is. Help strangers, orphans, widows, outcasts, and exile unless they physically hurt you. Man, and I would even have to double down on that, brother. I mean, I know, and we may not do it in practicality because we're all, still striving, but even the ones that physically hurt you is what the King of Kings said, the greatest of all time said. He said, even those, turn the other cheek to allow them to get their anger out on this side too. That's the ideal, I just had to say it. But no, I agree with you 100%. This is definitely be all those things that you mentioned as far as a healing conversation, and yeah, man, it's opened my heart. It's opened my heart even more than when I got started. So I know it was purposeful and inspiring, energizing to continue to do the work, strive for more, learn more, figure out how to help more, figure out how to be more, figure out how to step up. It's big. I've been having this word, just step up, step up, step up, step up, step up. That's what leadership's about, man. It's not about you. It's just about stepping up to the plate. It's like, who else is gonna do it, bro? It's like, who else? If not you? Like, somebody gotta step up. If it's in your heart that you know that you could be doing more, that you know you want to do more, that you could give more, don't think about the reasons why you could do it for yourself. That's not gonna give you enough power. Because at the end of the day, especially if you playing the, this is probably why that hits for me. This is an insight. Especially if you playing the fulfillment game, the doing it for self is never gonna work, because you're structuring your life in a way to where you're setting up beliefs to where you're like always happy if you're above ground, and you're able to speak, you're able to be grateful for the little things, that you're kind of content, right? Like you're kind of like fulfilled, right? Like you feel good about yourself, like you feel like I don't need anything, I guess is what I'm getting at. Like you're not in a needy state, you're in a grateful state. So like to try to level up from that place and that focus is difficult, right? But when you focus not on your contentment or your lack of achievement, and you start focusing more on others' contentment and their inner suffering or their lack of achievement, I think it gives you more juice. Especially, I mean, this may just be only for me, but I think for people that resonate, especially you, bro, classic game music. If we're here, enough said. Then you're probably playing that game as well, as far as trying to focus more on others' fulfillment and improving that. Materialistic is great, but it's like if you can't give them something to make them happier, it's like, you can give them a meal, you can give them some money, you can give them this, but it's like, how can you give them more love and allow them to see the love in themselves, and to accept the love that's in themselves, and to recognize that they are loved through our conduct and through our example, or through Christ's example, through many examples, showing them some role models, showing them what's possible. I think that's a good way to do it, is show them what's possible. Again, I think, I keep coming back to that, is I think a lot of people don't achieve what they want in life because just the standard's not there. They haven't raised the standard enough to know what is possible. Like, most people accept the suffering in life. They accept the low states in life. They accept not feeling great. They accept not feeling happy. They accept not feeling fulfilled. They accept not achieving. They accept the suffering in the world. They accept, their parents having to continue to work. They accept all these things. And it's just like, I just believe life can be the greatest thing I've ever imagined and more. Whole family taken care of. Don't have to worry about things. Everybody doing what they love. Everybody being great. Everybody, all those things. Speaking of that, I have to do some work. That's me getting called to a next duty calls. I think I've given enough to the YouTube platform today. We have to do some more work to increase this wealth and do it for the fam. So I'm gonna end it here. By the way, I just discovered YouTube Live earlier this week. I don't use other players that have live. It was meant to be, brother. It was meant to be. So I wish you well on your path. Thank you for tapping in and staying in tune. It says we have 2 viewers, so whoever the other person is. Maybe it's Vuede, if you're still here. You are still here, my dog. So yeah, appreciate you, homies, for staying in, tapping in. We're gonna do some more work. We here, let's go. I'm probably gonna have to jump around, drink some water, get me in a good state. But we about to knock it out. Hope y'all boys is getting after it. Let's change some lives. Let's save some people. Let's save some people is a heavy statement. Jesus already did all that. Let's just change some lives, wake some people up, do what we need to do, serve our purpose, be the greatest versions of ourselves. Don't be too hard on yourself too. We don't have to, and that's why I said the save some people. That's why I took some off the top of that, It's like when you put too much responsibility on yourself, think you gotta save the whole world. That's when, some more suffering comes. You ain't gotta save the whole world. You just gotta be the best version of you, and lean on God for strength, and continue to set the damn standard, level up the standard, and do the best you can do. And all is well. God's got a plan, and that plan is good. So let's continue to believe that. Let's continue to move in that. Let's continue to live in that. And I trust that message served you guys well, and I trust you guys will do that, and hopefully spreads